so happy.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. Let's kick off. I guess it's a special meeting, but really it's rescheduled from the August DDA meeting to today. We are still going to have our September meeting at the end of the month. All right. Let's start off with a roll call.
Holly Miller present.
Melissa Schneider present.
Trisha Feldman present.
Andy Rose present. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I do have an addition under approval of bills payable. I have an explanation of the LDC's increase in charges, which isn't really an increase. It's always been $5,000. The village has just paid for 1,000 of it. We do all of our tax filing with the state and county, and that is getting started now. So I was emailed today saying that if we're not going to continue our contract with them, then we have to find someone else to file all of the stuff with the state and county. And Kim says she is not prepared to do that. So that's $4,000 from us. So that would need to be added to bills payable.
Okay. And the village is okay still keeping with your 1,000. Okay. Communications, the ones that I saw, I think are agenda items, right? The communication wise, the emails, one on the trees. So
Yeah.
There's nothing else, right?
Nope.
Any public comments on agenda items? Public? No? All right. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that passes. We need approval minutes. This is back from July 26th. They are included.
I'll make a motion to approve the July 2023 minutes.
I'll second.
I only have one small thing. It's a little nitpick, but maybe it matters. I'm not Roost.
Sorry.
Slip of the finger.
Call to order by a Roost.
Oh.
I don't know if it matters to be official. I don't care. I just saw it right at the top. Did you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. All right. Motion by Holly, seconded by Melissa. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that passes. Move on to approval of bills payable, total of $6,089.28.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills payable in the amount of $6,089.28.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, pay the bills. Treasurer's report, please. July revenue and expenditure report. Things still going smoothly, I'm assuming, with the village?
This could be. It's wonderful.
I need a motion whenever somebody's ready.
I'll make a motion to approve the expenditure report. Revenue expenditure report for June.
Of course, we need a secondary from not the treasurer. Whenever you're ready.
I will support that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that passes. July check disbursement.
June.
This is July.
It says June.
This is July.
Oh, but it says June there.
All right.
Sorry. Until I copied and
So are we
pasted.
doing, is it for June or for July? We're doing,
July, I'm
This is
sorry,
July.
guys.
okay, so make a note that the motion to approve will be for July
On both.
Oh, yeah.
for the check disbursement. And it was July revenue expenses. You said July earlier, but
Right.
so July check disbursement, we need approval for that.
I'll make a motion to approve July's check disbursement.
I will support that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? That passes. All right, Director's Report, August 2023.
just been all Heritage Festival, everything. My office is a storage unit right now. Can't move in it.
It's bad. Don't go in there.
All good things. The cornhole boards are all ordered. The cornhole bags are ordered. They should be here.
So we will have them for Heritage Fest though?
Well, we will absolutely have them for Heritage Festival. Yeah, I mean, nothing that I don't think we covered in Heritage Fest meeting. So,
I was just thinking one of the donations that I got from Backyard Creations, the owner is on Emily City, their director of the Chamber of Commerce. Maybe we could reach out to them for volunteers too.
And for those,
Donated the birdhouse with the license plate on top. So, and the little quilt shop, I know that they sponsored, I think maybe a cornhole thing.
yeah.
They, one of the people that works there is on the Emily City's DDA too. So maybe they donated $100. Maybe we could get some help.
all right, thank you for the update.
Yeah.
I know we covered that all at the meeting before this, but.
I forgot about that.
New business, finance. Facade grant application for Good Grounds. Good Grounds has submitted a facade grant for the extensive exterior work they had completed on the front and side of their building. They also submitted a proof of payment. So we'll open that to discussion and then we'll need a motion if somebody wants to move forward.
I'll make a motion to approve their facade grant application.
I will second it.
And everything fell within the new parameters of how we lined everything up, right? Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Tom, thank you. Thanks for investing in the town. I think it looks fantastic, so.
Always busy too.
Yeah. Are they? With their new hours, everything? Okay, good.
Yeah, I went in there at like 3:00 today. I was in there. Another lady was in there ordering. I think there were 2 people waiting to order, and there were 2 people sitting enjoying what they had ordered. So that's at 3 PM on a Wednesday. Like, I was shocked there were that many people in there in the middle of the day.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Did the photography studio, did they ever submit a facade grant?
No, I talked to Pete yesterday, Jennifer's husband, and he said they didn't want to submit one because they were having having a hard enough time with lead times. And I said, you don't have to submit it before anymore. So they were going to
Okay,
submit one for their sign and
okay.
improvements.
Are they open now?
Yes,
They are.
she is open.
Okay.
Hoping to have their sign in place before Heritage Festival.
So right now, the only vacant buildings is what might be Senior Victor's and the theater, right?
Oh, the chiropractor.
Oh, well, that's okay. But nothing else, right?
Is that in the DDA district? The building by the Speedy Q? Is that in our district?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's owned. It's just never used.
Yeah.
They have, yes.
No, not the house.
The house.
Oh, the
house,
White
not-
House.
Yeah, I know about that building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is the
That's
DDA.
empty.
That's right. I forget
yeah,
about that one.
that's still empty.
Yeah. least it's been painted. It looks better.
Right? It looks, I
It's
know they've
pretty.
done a lot of work.
Right.
Carrie, who owns the hair studio, was going to move in there, but it's not going to work for her now. So
Oh, no.
That's somebody,
I saw her today.
if they do have an occupancy, that was what didn't let us give them a facade grant before. So if they have an occupancy permit now, that's something they can always come back for. So just throwing that out there. Moving to number 2 on new business, removal maintenance trees, West St. Clair. The trees on West St. Clair are too large for the semis to turn right. They need to be replaced with something smaller or find a way to maintain without impeding traffic damage vehicles. Need to have a discussion on that. There is a email in here from Melissa or Mindy. Mindy from Village Council opposing us doing anything with the trees. Actually, she wants more trees, I believe. I read it earlier. And it is attached, so. So any thoughts on the tree situation?
I know how damaging they can be to sewer lines, and I don't know what's over on that side of that building. So there's that.
Everything's running underground up through that way. We got power lines, we got sewer. Part of the rationale originally with the streetscape was we had to get all the trees out because of the underground damage. Underground damage, there was also cement damage. There was, they got to be so large you couldn't see the signage on the buildings, and it was causing some damage to the buildings. And just the overall growth going down the road was a problem too.
Which trees are we talking about right now?
Next to Dan's building, Aurora,
It's a bluebird.
Bluebird.
Aurora.
yeah,
Yeah.
on
So, yeah.
West St. Clair.
So there's only that strip of walkway, and then there's almost the same size trees that we used to have downtown are there. So they're growing out into the road and touching the building.
We had DPW trim them after we did fall cleanup or spring cleanup because branches were broke at that time. So they did trim them up a bit, but they're too big.
Right. The hard part is if you've got, a semi or a motorhome or anything like that, they're now encroaching that turn lane to try to get around them. You could shave them straight up, but then they're just going to look
Stupid.
weird.
Right. And I love trees. I understand, what was her name? Mindy. I understand her statement and her thoughts and her feelings. And I think, yes, we should plant some trees somewhere in a better spot to replace those. I'm all for that. I don't have a problem with that, but that is not a place for trees. It's never going to be. There's not enough space there.
I support that too. I think that we need to look into getting smaller bushes or trees, just like how we had to start all over again on the main road. They weren't maintained correctly, and we just need to make sure that whatever we get there is maintainable.
Yeah, to stay small.
There's 3 or 4 trees?
There's 4.
Four,
Four.
I believe.
I used to think 3, and then I went and counted the other
I
day.
think
and
there's 4.
I think there's 4.
Why don't we, if we do make a motion, maybe commit to somehow replanting 4 other trees somewhere else?
If we plant them in the park or somewhere in the village, we need to find a suitable place.
What about that square piece of nothingness, behind your old building? Would it make sense to have anything there? I know we've talked before about picnic tables or gazebo or something. That might be a spot to have something. I know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's something we need to put some thought into where we could put them,
Yeah.
or if someone had suggestions.
And those that are passionate about trees, I guess, give us those ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, my thoughts are too, if it's going to be an issue, and I know they just went through and trimmed out or cut out a lot of trees that were problems or in easements or right of ways. And I know I don't have a problem with my truck, but I can see where that'd be an issue on that road.
I would like to see some more trees in the pocket park if we're just not like planted trees, but like some bigger planters or something like that.
That is something we need to address is the landscaping in the pocket park. It's
Yeah.
also too big for where it is now, but.
So right
another
now,
discussion.
if we get those trees out, instead of just hastily, let's just whatever. So if we have DPW, or we have DPW take them out,
I think we have to hire a tree service.
Have
Try
to
to
find a
say-
service.
okay.
I don't think they can handle that.
but I think if we at least get them out, maybe just throw some mulch in the bedding areas, and then kind of look at the pocket park, and then maybe get some sort of a consistency.
I will make a motion to remove those trees and look into replacing 4 more in the spring.
I will second that.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. You
Do we
wanna say
need to
something?
get bids?
I'll get some quotes.
You're gonna have to, yes. So add that to your motion. You agree to prune down.
Yeah,
once we get-
bids for the springtime to have them replaced or put out.
But we need bids to bring them down.
Oh, bids, yeah. To take them
So
down.
we just gotta agree that we want to take them down and then have her go out for bid.
I'll make that motion.
All right.
I will second that motion.
All right. All in favor on the updated motion?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you. All right. Moving on. Ooh, another facade grant. Facade grant application, Maria's Place. Submit a facade grant to the extensive exterior work they had completed on the front and side of their building. They also submitted proof of payments.
$7,000.
Wow.
Okay. What's the breakdown of that 10,000? Is that all?
It's capped at, it's all the cement.
It's capped.
That's just the
It
cement.
was the
And-
side, like, the whole sidewalk. was
They did that little
replaced.
tiny alley
Oh, yeah,
all the
that
way
back.
down, and then that huge
And
back
the
patio
back,
that they
and then
added.
Part of a little bit in front of us.
So that falls within our application.
It's a
guidelines?
capital improvement.
Okay.
Yep.
It looks stunning.
Right.
Mhm.
If no one has any questions.
I do have a quick question though. When we did our cost, did it matter? Because obviously the 693 feet on the one side is obviously going to be less expensive versus the other. Are we don't really care? You know what I mean? Like if it only cost you, of the $27,000 bill, let's say it's
The
three,
majority of it is the back, is that what you're saying?
correct. So,
Are you talking about us capping it at 5?
well, because it's 5 per side, max 10, right?
Yeah.
It's. I can ask him for a breakdown.
I'm just trying to figure it, how do we have it worded?
I have a copy of it somewhere. What month, anyone remember what month we purchased that?
June?
Oh, it was earlier, wasn't it? May?
It's all blending together.
Huh?
It all
I
blends
know,
together.
I'm like, I can run to my office and grab it too. It's on my desk.
Here, hold on, I should have it.
So while you're looking at that, I just did some quick math. They have added 1,000 price on 828 for additional square footage, walkway measurement updated plus 66 square feet. So 66 square feet into 1,000 is 1,550 a square foot. If I go back to the plain square footage at 693, that takes us to 10,498 of the total bill potentially could be that side. So just see if we had that.
So I'll just read it. Grants amounts, and this is for facade renovation grants. 500 to 5,000 with an additional 500 to 5,000 if multiple rights of way renovated. Grants awarded per building owner / tenant and are available once every 10 years. Only capital improvements or repairs on items that have a useful life of at least 10 years will be considered.
Left it pretty open.
We do. So it does not say it has to be 5,000 on this
Per
side
side.
and 5,000 on that side. It just says if, the way I'm reading it is if it's multiple rights of way,
Additional 5,000.
additional 5, up to 5.
So they're capped at 10 regardless.
Right.
So if they come to us and say they need to do something else, they're done
They're
anyway.
tapped out, yeah.
All right.
Yep. And they are going to be spending more.
Right. But they can't come to us for more. I just want to make sure that we're covering all the bases.
Absolutely.
I guess if I look at it at square footage by what they have noted here, you're about 17,000 for the exposed aggregate, and you're about 10,500 for the walkway. Just rough math. So I think they'd be covered either way.
So, yeah.
So I guess make that motion.
I will make a motion to approve Maria's facade improvement application.
Second.
Any further discussion? I just have a quick question. Where are we notating that just for future record? Do we have that broken down somewhere in a file of who we give facades and?
I have a file.
There
and I
was
have
not one.
An Excel sheet that I started, and I'm trying to dig through. After Heritage Festival, I will be digging through more, but
I'm in here.
Yeah,
we're talking about all the past ones because they can only apply every.
correct.
Oh,
I think that's some going forward that we have this documented, good grounds we just did, all the other ones. So that way we can keep a running tab. But I think going back to Main Street, it's also a way for us because we need to show how much we're giving out.
Reinvesting. Yep.
All right. So that was just further discussion on that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, perfect. That passes.
Right.
All right. Moving on to discussion Heritage Festival.
No.
No.
I'm just kidding.
That one,
Yeah, that one's dead. Fountain cover.
we need ideas for.
We
fountain
need
cover.
ideas.
Ours,
DPW
Yeah.
is real nice to me right now, and I need them to stay nice, so I have to replace that fountain cover.
does Brian have any good ideas?
Yeah, he said shrink wrap it like a boat.
But don't we have to have some sort of a skeletal frame kind of built for it? Or no? Or can we just shrink wrap it flat?
I don't know anything about shrink wrapping.
I don't know anything about shrink wrapping either. How about I'll call, I don't know, a marina? Who would I call to find out?
Just Google shrink wrapping. I'm sure you can find someone. It's like a mobile situation, I think, right? Usually.
Yeah, you're probably going to find them a little closer to the water. I wonder if
Yeah.
there's something by Lapeer, by Lake Pleasant that might have
Yeah.
something.
Or even, it's not like St. Clair's all that far.
No.
Either, regardless, so. Yeah, I'm sure if we just do a search to start and ask some questions, but yeah, we need to, that's fast approaching.
Right.
We need to get on, figure out what we're gonna do.
And I'm thinking if we're doing shrink wrap, if you could do it flat, fantastic.
Not if you could do like an aluminum.
Or like
frame,
even
so it's
PVC.
light.
Yeah,
So
you-
no one's gonna get caught.
Correct. You could do PVC. You could do just the cheap EMT, which is just your normal conduit. Something just to give it a little bit of an arc or something. But some of the times what they'll do for pools, I mean, that's an idea. You just do the blow up. Well, not even blow, put the balloon in there, blow it up, and then they just wrap over it. So that way it's got an arc to it. I don't know what those are called. I don't have a pool, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I kinda know what you mean.
Yeah. So
Let's-
anyway,
Let's start with the shrink wrapping, guys. And
yeah.
see if it's something they can do, and if not, then we'll. Yeah.
Okay, go with that. Snowflakes.
We need to order snowflakes. When I was at the storage unit and talked to Brian, that was one of the things he brought up to me. He's like, you guys have got, he's like, you don't have enough. They're falling apart. they're junk. He's like, you've got to get new snowflakes before
We
Christmas.
have to get new
for the flagpoles. No
Okay.
one knows what we're talking about.
So you, I, and Krista should sit down,
Correct.
and I have so many catalogs that I got from
Okay.
the MDA conference, and now I'm on a mailing list, so I
Okay.
get all the
Right.
light stuff.
So, say, why
So
don't
we
you
need to-
meet? Yeah.
We'll get together after Heritage Fest. We'll schedule something and take a look, hopefully before our next meeting, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
But really, we need to,
Right.
so we can make a decision.
At
and
least
get them
by
ordered
October. I mean, I can't imagine they go up, what, November?
Before,
They go up the week.
Holiday.
Yeah, usually the week. Usually, well, I think I want them up for, Black Fridays.
That would be
So
fun.
Thanksgiving.
Saturday, so the weekend before holiday.
So if we prove them in October,
it just depends what the lead time is,
I
truthfully.
know.
I don't know.
I can't imagine it's
We'll
going to
have
take
to
a
look.
month to get them.
I
We'll
mean,
look.
we could go to Bronner's.
Right.
I know. Just saying.
You're not dragging me to Bronner's.
That sounds expensive.
That too.
We're only going to
They're
pay for the
actually
snowflakes.
One of the biggest
Are they really?
people
Wow.
for,
I didn't know that.
they have their whole branch of municipal lighting.
Wow.
Well, I guess try to get it for September, if not October at the latest.
We'll try. We'll see.
Okay. But yeah, bring us back 1 or 2 sample, whatever you think. I'm assuming LED.
Are we sticking with snowflakes?
in
Are we
lieu-
gonna
I guess it's
decide?
something we can look at.
I
If we
was-
see something, but what else would we do? I don't
Candy
know.
canes.
I don't know. We'll
Let's
look at
do
our
Christmas
options.
Eve. Snowflakes
Yeah, I
are
like
more
snowflakes.
universal.
And
Oh,
you only go
true.
up through the winter.
I like snowflakes.
Okay, snowflakes. I would go with LED because I think the current ones
And
are
that's what
just,
Brian said. He's like, you need LED. Plus our
Mhm.
lights are LED and
Mhm.
the color needs to match.
It looks,
So
yeah.
I can't deal with yellow and white lights all at once.
Okay.
Sorry.
and maybe go with like a blue on the snowflake or something. I don't know. Just take a look and see what's there.
Yeah.
Something
We'll
neutral.
bring options.
PNC account.
So after 2 meetings ago, I don't remember, when we talked about the signers on all the accounts. So we have the Tri-County Bank account, and then we also have the PNC Facade Grant Corporation account, which we kind of didn't know much about. I am a signer on it now, but there are still, was it 2 or 3 people, I can't remember now, who are
Very.
way years back signers on the account. So we need to have them removed. But yeah, so that's there's, I think there's a couple $1,000s in that account. We did get a bank statement sent to us finally. They did not, I don't remember whose address was on our account. It wasn't ours. It was like LDC or the
So-
MDC, or I don't remember who it was. So.
Looking at it prior, the LDC did our annual certification with the state of Michigan. So I looked up the Michigan cert. I think I shared it with you,
Uh-huh.
or maybe it is an actual separate corporation listed through the state of Michigan. So there we go. So on there right now, and this is how old this is: Terry Roach, Patricia Lucas, and Tara Antonelli. Terry hasn't been on the DDA in 6 years, I think, if that tells you anything. So the premise on this was for us to do some sort of lending at some point in time. But what are we going to need? We need a motion to remove.
We would need a motion to remove for me to take signed minutes to the bank to get them off, yes.
Okay. And right now, looking at this, you've got Steve Snyder and Holly listed.
Yep.
So right now, if we could get a motion, we can do that right now, right? So this is for the PNC account for the Almont Facade Corporation. The motion would need to remove Terry Roach, Patricia Lucas, and Tara Antonelli, and make sure we add.
We already are.
You
We
already
made
are.
a motion to add us.
To add them.
before,
Okay,
so
that's
that
right.
part's fine.
So we don't need a
We
separate.
just need a
So
motion to remove.
okay, so
Yes.
the motion would be to remove those 3.
I'll make a motion to remove Patricia Lucas, Tara Antonelli, and Carrie Roach from our PNC account for our facade grant.
Oh, just Facade Corporation.
Facade Corporation account.
I will second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? All right, perfect. Thank you. Another one will get cleared up after all those years. Like I say, nobody's been on there. I think Tara's probably the most recent, and that was 5 years ago. So, old business, nothing, right?
Oh, I do have something I need to tell everyone. Courtney from Bluebird contacted me today and said they can no longer do our events because they're swamped with the new Romeo location and with catering for weddings. So I need to find someone for Tuesday.
I would reach out to Kevin at Asker and Wally's.
I'm gonna reach out to him, and Motor City Hot Dogs offered to do it as well.
And nothing but wonderful.
But I have a bunch of people now that are coming to Heritage Festival that I can reach out to too. I'll be
So,
doing that in the morning.
And like we said before, it wouldn't be a bad thing either to have rotating people come in. Because
I know,
then it
but
brings a variety.
I 100% agree, but wasn't the commitment the whole reason why we're doing this? And please add more, we'll be there for every time. Was that not the statement? And this is the second time we've now holding the bag, as they say. Just remember that going forward when we're booking things. Consistency is the key. And I don't mind having rotating whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think going forward, planning anything around one specific, I would just do a rotation.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the update on that. Anything else? Any public comment? No? Sure? Okay. Any board questions or comments or any future agenda items?
I'm super excited for Heritage Fest.
Me too.
I'm super happy to see all of the awesome changes in town just in the last couple months with Jennifer Nicotre's studio. Like the front of that building looks fabulous. Trisha having a new spot. It's so cute. And now we're going to have, I don't know what that company's called, moving into Trisha's old spot. New Moon, is that what it is? I can't remember. And Howard's is fixing up his buildings. I can't wait for those to be painted. I wish I could have them before Heritage Fest, but I understand all trades are backed up. It stinks, but it's life. But just everything's looking so good.
It really is.
And we're actually going to have something in the old huddle. I can't wait.
they were working on it today. The
That's
door
so
was
great.
open.
Oh.
I couldn't see.
I went in there the
I'm
other
so
day.
excited.
Jim, I went to Mikey's to sell a golf cart raffle ticket, and Jim's like, let's walk in there. So we just went in and said hi. Everything's ripped out. Floor, bar, everything. It's just brick walls, and that's it.
Are
I'm just
we
excited.
doing anything about those picnic tables that are changed in front of Chickies?
As in
As on,
ADA
It looks-
compliance?
it looks real crummy considering the rest of it is. And just a side note, I was walking, they just like leave cups of beer out there, like, they're not like cleaning them sometimes, so.
So we don't have the social districting, right? So alcohol shouldn't be leaving the building, is that correct?
I don't know alcohol rules.
I don't believe so, unless they have a to-go license. That's the rule with them.
I just don't like those picnic
Is
tables.
it-
It's
Is
it's
it
a blight.
our authority to say something to her, or is it someone else's? That's my only question. Do we have the right to?
If we could put something nicer out there for seating, it just, those things don't, they're tied with, one of them is like a chain and the other one, they're not even matching, they're just sitting out there and it's,
So technically out there, because of the narrowness of any of the sidewalks, nothing should be out there. We've kind of turned an eye because we want to help their businesses. So really technically nothing can be there. So we've kind of let that go.
Yeah.
But I think if maybe things looked a little prettier.
Yeah.
So I guess the rule of thumb is nothing should be there. But if you're going to enforce it on one, you're going to have to enforce it on all of
I
them.
think come winter, I mean, like, they're not gonna really need them out
I'm
there.
sure.
We can remove it and then tell them, like, let's not put those back up in the springtime. Let us maybe look into seating out there or something. Or hopefully maybe we have a social district by then, who knows?
So the ones in front of Rustic are wrought iron looking, right?
Yeah, and Randazzo's has some
Raiders is
benches out
wrought
front.
iron, too.
Maybe we should look at, again, that's what we were told before going through the whole downtown deal. And maybe that information wasn't 100% factual. So maybe we should look into see what is truly allowed and what's not allowed.
We'll have the benches from the pocket park out. We could put those against that wall.
Up, yeah.
And maybe find some like wrought iron table or something like Randazzo's has out in front of them to stick in between the benches.
Can we just get an actual clarification of what we can get away with size? And maybe we could just say, hey, if you're going to do it, let's keep it uniform for, I mean, if we're telling these places to approve their facade grant, they have to stay within certain, aesthetics. Why not for that? That's my 2 cents.
So our response is she can leave them for the year and we will help her find a better solution for next year.
Yeah.
Give her clarification
Yeah.
on what
Yeah.
is going to be accepted.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'd go back to our engineering firm and just say, hey, what can we get away with size-wise? Not look. They don't care about look, but size.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are spending how much for the pocket park, and we're worried about ADA, and
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Technically, their business ends at the door, so we got to be careful with that.
She's gonna be busy Sunday. I was gonna say I'll talk to her Sunday, but she'll be too busy to talk about it. But yeah, we will.
We'll talk to her, just
Yeah.
let her get through this, her
Yeah.
big event
Fine.
this weekend, and then we can.
Yeah.
Answers, so we can give her information.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, you can't, it's really hard to walk with anything if you're pushing anything through there. Especially like the garbage cans and the tables and the light
Right.
poles.
Well, and maybe it's more of a, especially in that area, is maybe it's only out there for certain times, not all the time.
Right, and right, I can see having the picnic tables out for bike night, but then
I
they
think
gotta
that
get
was
put
the
away.
original.
And I think it was the original.
request was can picnic
Right.
tables be put
And
out
they've
for
just kind of
Saturday
stayed
and
out there.
Sunday.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, the hard part, you give an inch, take a mile. We can't
right,
have that.
exactly. So.
Especially with all the nice things that are going on around there.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with Melissa. Let's work to find a better solution for next year
Absolutely.
and find out what we legally should be allowing there anyways, for sure.
All right.
We have our Heritage Festival volunteer meeting on Monday at 7 at the Hideaway Lanes.
Free pizza.
Yep. And we definitely need volunteers. We are expecting this to be our biggest year because we're going to be shutting down Main Street. So we desperately need volunteers. You can get all of your hours that you need. And there's definitely different volunteer opportunities. It's not just one thing. So,
And we'll feed you that day too.
yep. And we have your phone numbers, so we'll be helping out.
And now we're going to harass you. No, just kidding.
And then don't forget through the rest of the year, I know there's always a big hit in the beginning because you're back at school and it's quick and dirty to get it over with. But we do have holiday parade. We have a lot of events that go on for the year that we always could use help with. Earth Day. What else? That's really it for now.
There
But
will
there's
be-
always avenues that we could find you some work. So just remember that through the year. All right.
Yeah, we cannot, the Heritage Festival would not be a success without our volunteers.
Correct. We should have 30, and I can tell you we have at least 10, so we need more. Right. I think that's it, unless anybody else has anything for the good of the group. All right, then we're going to adjourn the meeting at 7:40.
be a record.
I know.
For a
You guys
special
picked a
meeting.
good meeting.
Yeah.
This is fast as ever. So come up, we'll sign whatever forms you need.
It's like actually cold in here.
I know.
All right. Chase was here.
Do you just need a signature on here?
Yes.
No problem. Thanks for being here. Hey there.
We'll see you next Saturday.